54. Day 54. Let's get this music down a little bit. We got, all right, it's not going down at all. Hold on. Nope. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. There we go. Now we got the volume control. I feel like a DJ back up in here in New York City. Day 30 of sobriety. Boys and girls, I recommend it for anyone. If anything, just go non-alcoholic drinks. It tastes like IPAs, and you don't have to be an alcoholic like me, or I was. And you feel better, you sleep like crap, that's for sure. Let's turn this guy. Sleep like crap, you crave something else, you need to replace the habit with something else. But I gotta be honest, boys. I am in a superior mindset when it comes to vibe coding. We got the grandfather, the 24-year-old grandfather, bridge mind, bridge voice, bridge head, bridge space, bridge face, bridge nose. He started us on the journey. Boys, I'm taking over the canoe and I am going down the rapids. What does that mean, Charles? What does that mean? I am so dialed in on exactly what I am building. It is frightening to the competition. Frightening. What I did yesterday effectively was start over. I failed. I don't like to say the F word, but I failed for 54 days. What am I? 53 days I failed. But I don't look at it as failures. I made 400, look at this. Let's just go to the numbers. 476 articles. I did 174 shorts and 19 videos. 476 articles. What does that mean? That is a lot of analytics. Look at the analytics for 30 days. 3,000, let's go all. 68, 100K. These are per day. 167,000 per day. 2.2 million over 30 days. And guess what I'm doing? I'm throwing it all away. What does starting over mean? Means I got a business plan now. Your boy's got a business plan now. All right. Little recap. So in the background, what we're doing is eliminating the community from every single area. I was building out essentially the 4 aspects to a member, a paying member. You have a free member, you have a paying member. You have a free member who is part of a personal area. Maybe they have the apps, maybe they have the feed, but we're gonna have 4 areas now. Number 1 is the community. Number 2 is a workspace. Number 3 is the personal area. And number 4 is the apps. The workspace is gonna be tasks, calendar. It's gonna be your to-do list. It is gonna be automation. It's going to be appointments. It's going to be showing requests. It's going to be clients. It's going to be a CRM. That is the bread and butter. That's going to be tied to your website, your app. Right now, I know exactly where I'm taking Boatenston.com. I know the content I'm going to be creating for Boatenston.com. I know iCharles, the content that's going to be created for iCharles. iCharles is personal development. It's self-help. It's book reviews. It's leveling up. It's productivity. It's motivation. It's discipline. It's habits. It's health. It's wealth. It's everything that comes outside of work. Boatenston.com is work. That's where we get our work done. What do we need to do today? So we're going to be doing, we're eliminating all the articles. I know that's not good. Maybe I keep them now that I'm thinking about it, but we need a consolidation right now. A consolidation of all the articles. Number one is, all right, so none of these chats are open. We need to make sure that there is not one file that is not committed. We need every single file committed and the entire pipeline of production and anything that is not on main to be on the main branch. This is very important that this is done so we have a clean slate today. All right, so that's going out. Let's turn the volume down a little bit because we're about to get into, I really thought about this. I am not going to be an entertainer. I'm not going to be a guy, I'm just going to be a practical guy. You know, I'm not going to be the guy that's getting 1 million views. I'm not going to be the guy that's getting 1 million subscribers. I'm not going to be the guy that's juggling balls, talking about models, doing prompts. Holy cow, GBT is out. Holy cow, Fable's out. I can't believe Mythos is out. What about GLM? What about Quen? Quen is so much better. There's 2 areas that we're focusing on. Laser focused. Using AI for work and using AI for our personal life. That's it. That's the 2 totally different websites. Work trees are 100% clean, 0 uncommitted files. All repos. The remaining item is 40 iCharles branches carrying unmerged 1 to 26. How do you want these? Audit, merge only clean ones. Merge everything right now. Audit and report first. Let's do that. We need a clean branch. And then we're going to open up a new chat. We are going to be surgical moving forward. I'm not going to be playing around. I'm not going to be entertaining. Yeah, I'm going to be entertaining. I'm going to be talking about the whole world and how it's run by a bunch of beautiful people who clearly all are moral and ethical and valuable to everything. But we're also going to be talking about business. And up until right now, what I noticed, nothing about bridge mind, bridge voice, bridge nose, bridge face. But the guy, he's entertaining now. I used to get value from his stuff. I don't get value from his stuff anymore. I don't get new, fresh ideas from his stuff. And I go, if that is the way in which the content is going, then he has to add in different pillars of income if he wants to get to $1 million. That's his goal. He's motivated. And I hope he does. Because I want as many people away from these big major companies that I see on the subway going to work, hating themselves and their work and their boss and their company, working, making $350,000, can't wait until Friday so then they could go home, kiss their husband for the first time in 5 days, maybe hear about their son's week at camp, just working. Or you live the iCharles lifestyle. You live the iCharles lifestyle. That's the personal website. The iCharles website is about the lifestyle. What is the iCharles lifestyle? All right. Audit done, uncommitted files, 0 anywhere. Of the 50 ahead branches, 14 are redundant, already on main, 5 delete redundant. There we go. Then tackle category C. Then tackle category C. All right. So we're going to do first an audit of everything. And each one of these is going to be very important. Each one of these is going to be very important. We're going to open up a fresh new chat. We're going to go into the Mac Studio and we're going to do an audit. And we're going to do this right. Before, I was very bombastic. I was very robust in my thinking. Nothing was surgical. Nothing was planned. Now we're planning it out. I'm going to reach out, and I know I've said this, and it's just a broken record. I'm going to reach out this week and just say, hey, listen, free. I'm going to build your website. By the way, need your opinion. What do you think of this as a short link? this as a short link. Because you have Bitly, things like Bitly is going to go out of business. Not out of business, because people just don't know. But build your own Bitly. Why not? Build your own Bitly. Bitly is just it just takes in the link, it shortens it, it gives you analytics, then you could do your own. All right, let's do the first chat. Each 4 of these chats is going to be very intense. Very intense. Because we're going to start eliminating a lot. We're going to start from ground zero. We're going to start from ground zero. And we are going to copy clean link. That is admin. Or now that I'm actually doing this over again, it's botenston.com/admin. Then personal. And I need a massive audit. Massive audit of all of these. And what we're going to do is we are going to take some things of the personal and we're going to move it into the new menu option. There's 4 areas of botenston.com. You have the community, which is called the feed now. That's going to become the community. Then you're going to have the personal area. That's going to be number 3. Number 2 is going to be the workspace. The workspace is essentially going to be projects. You go through here, you can start a new project. I'm a solar founder. I want to launch a new product or service. I want something repetitive done, and we talk about it. And you go through this. This is the crappy onboarding. It's nothing good. It's going to be scrapped. We're not talking about it. And now the feed. We're going to condense this into, we're going to delete all the videos. We're going to delete all the videos. We're going to start from scratch. And copy clean link. This is going to go over here. There we go. There we go. Good. Look at that. Before, I don't know if you could see it, but it was botenston.com/community/personal. Now we're doing botenston.com/personal. Why is this important? We're now doing separate areas. Now we're cooking. Botenston.com. Let's do a refresh. This should now be called admin. Okay, so that hasn't been changed yet. But personal has been changed. So the slugs are now changed. Good. Now this is the only one that should be community. Okay, good. Good. All right. This is going to be a big week. This is going to be the biggest week that we have. Biggest week we're going to have. All right, so we're going to do bypass permissions on all this. We're going to make sure that the admin is updated as well. Okay, so the admin hasn't been updated yet. This is this chat right here. It's going to go through 96 different wirings to rewire everything. There's going to be a lot of broken stuff. I understand. It did not do... It did apps, personal. It did not do admin though. I don't know why it didn't do the admin area. All right, let's look at this. This needs to be, all right. Admin needs to become botenston.com/admin without the community. Next on the to-do list. I don't want to give away exactly where we're going, but I know the content strategy for both. And to be honest, I want to wipe out all videos. I want to wipe out all content. The analytics can stay because that's brought in by Cloudflare. The inbox, that's a bunch of stuff that runs on cron jobs. Operations. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now it's going to work on the admin area. All right, let's go in here and let's start doing, let's skip the admin for now. What I want you to do is a deep dive into this area in this section. And we are going to be vicious about what we're actually cutting and what we are actually keeping. Right now, we are combining under one roof, iCharles under Botensten.com when it comes to all of the content and ideas. Botensten.com is going to be the main website. Go through just this URL and all slugs of this website and tell me what we should keep, what we should get rid of. I want to be extremely liberal in what we get rid of, only keep what actually works and get rid of anything that doesn't work. All right, so that is the apps. Now the personal area. The personal area is where I am struggling because we're going to add in the workspace. And the workspace is essentially going to be tied into clients who have their website with us. Their website is going to have book an appointment, schedule a consultation, schedule a coaching call, schedule a workout, whatever. The personal area right now was that, but calendar should be under the workspace. Inbox could be its own section that could be up at the top. Wealth is in the personal area. Projects we can get rid of because that's onboarding. And it's not going to be called projects unless it's called projects. Workspace dashboard. And then you go to each individual project and then you have appointments. Journal is going to be personal. Docs, I don't know about. Docs could probably be into the workspace. Goals is personal. Health is personal. Life OS is personal. Todd, Daily Todd, that could almost be up at the top. Okay. You know what we're going to do? Add in a fifth chat. We're going to add in a fifth chat. And we are going to be doing something that no one has done before, and this is extremely important that we actually do this correctly. We are going to be onboarding people from Botensten.com and have them be able to create ideas, inspirations, applications, websites, templates, anything that they want to create. Whether they're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, small business, medium-sized business, and essentially we want to have a exact same backend for every single entrepreneur, business owner, solopreneur, content creator, whatever. We'll call them the client. The client essentially is going to have a backend where they can have appointments, meetings, proposals, consultations from their website in which we host, and people can make those appointments and it goes to our backend. The actual left menu option is going to be called Workspace. We're going to be working out how to actually build this out. The Workspace is going to either be called separate different projects. A project could be each website, it could be each app, it could be each idea. And it's tied to a personal domain name or custom URL per project under the Workspace menu option. All right, so this is what I've been thinking about for a while, so I don't want to mess this up. Other ideas are going to be other tab ideas is going to be clients, also known as a CRM, to-do list, calendar, automation, checklists, checklist templates. Okay. So essentially what's going to happen, I'm going to really prompt this. This is going to be the bread and butter of Botensten.com. Essentially, we are going to bring on people, whether it is a complete stranger that found Botensten.com and filled out a proposal and a workspace was created for them, in which we take the proposal and we put it into the Claude Design, Claude Artifact, and Arena.ai and come back with different proposals visually based around what they want as their idea. We then send it to them and they are able to actually give feedback about the proposals that we actually created for them. Once we start creating it for them, it's all tied into their workspace menu option on the left side, and it's each of them has a different project name. Under each project, you probably have many different options. So on the website, when people fill out a form to be contacted or to start a consultation or anything else, everything is tied into each other. The most important thing is that nothing is hard-coded. Everything is pulled in by the database. Everything is responsive on every single screen size. Everything is beautiful. Everything is professional. All of the options and menu options all talk to each other. There's nothing that is siloed away from each other. Okay, let's send that out. What's going on, Mark? Mark, you are witnessing I need an extreme deep dive into these menu options. The biggest thing with these menu options is to go into each one of the sub slugs. And when you go into the sub slugs of each of these menus and menu options and tabs, you tell me what's working, what's not working, which should be eliminated, which should be deleted, which should be combined. Essentially what we're doing is putting under one roof iCharles.com, which is the personal website of Charles Botensten, and Botensten.com, which is essentially the business enterprise of Charles Botensten, under one roof, under one admin. We are controlling every single thing from one admin area, including all analytics, all content, all videos, all web pages, everything. Currently, we have a lot of content from the old way of thinking, from the old way of doing business. We are completely changing course on all of them. They are going to be two totally different websites, two totally different brands, but we also need to make sure that every single tab and menu option under the admin area is actually working. We're starting fresh, and we need to be liberal in deleting tabs, cron jobs, or anything that does not work under these areas. All right, so this is the community. Using the mag drill. What is a mag drill? Is that a magazine drill? You never got the magic link? All right. Mark, magic link. Which is weird because I got it yesterday. I got to test it out with a personal website, or a personal email, I should say, or a burner email. That's weird. You should have gotten it. Let's go to the community. First of all, we need to change the menu option on the left side from feed to community. That's number one. Number two is we need to really increase the professionalism and quality of the menu options. Right now, what I'm thinking is we delete all of the videos because they don't make sense right now. We keep the actual videos area, but remove it or hide it from the members. And then when you hide it, put a gray little circle so I know what's hidden from the members and what's not. I also think that we should hide spaces for now. And what else should we combine or eliminate from the main community area? Essentially, Boatenston.com is going to be 4 areas. It's going to be the apps, the community area, the personal area, and the workspace area. We need to be liberal in what we are hiding and deleting so people are not confused about empty nonsense when it comes to any of the options in the community area. Maybe just open it up as the feed. All right, so that's going out. Given the scope, how do you want to sequence this? Brainstorm the workspace shell. Skip straight to designing a proposal. No, we are brainstorming it. This is a big build. This is a very big build. This is literally taking everything. And by the way, look at this. Let's do this. Let's go into here. Let's go into here. Let's do this. Let's bring that into there. Do keep in mind that we do have an area in the personal area called calendar, which probably should be on the main workspace area, along with the checklist and the to-do list. In other words, if people have 5 or 6 different projects, they can have on the main workspace dashboard all of the tasks, all of the calendar options, all of the checklists. But then when you go into each project, you have it just the tasks for that project, just the checklist for that project. In other words, they are categorized on the dashboard. All right, let's send that out. All right, foundation first. Subproject is spine now, then spec the proposal. This will, okay, so that's going out. This is about the apps. All right, live ride. All right, deep dive on the apps. What needs to be cut? What this area is, 2 separate machines under one roof, the apps and the request for voting. I don't even know where that is. Evidence, live ride. That's going to be kept. Todd bio, that's going to be kept. Todd link, that's going to be kept. That should be under one roof. Yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to delete Todd bio. Yes, we're going to delete that. We're going to keep OBS. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Combine Todd bio. Combine and Todd link into one. Todd paste. Put under beta under admin. OBS under beta admin. Delete one. Yeah, app request board. Delete app request for now. Or, you know what? We're going to put that under beta. app request, put that under beta. We'll delete Todd Shot, delete Todd Shot, Todd Voice Parallax. And then Live Ride, put under beta. Live Ride, put under admin beta. Yeah, totally different from what they wanted. Okay, you got a personal area and now a workspace. Calendar, to-do, checklist need to exist in both worlds. No, they don't. Workspace replaces projects. No. Projects, you're going to delete from the personal area. We don't need that anymore. It was a terrible idea. Anything associated with that must be deleted. Workspace is going to be its own menu option on the left side. We're going to remove calendar, to-do list, and checklist from personal. The personal area is just going to be about their health, wealth, love, happiness, goals, journal, things like that. But when it comes to their business is just their business. Actually, unless they have, yeah, maybe they have in both areas. Workspace becomes its own top level nav peer to personal. Yes. It has its own calendar checklist that aggregate across projects. Personal keeps its own separate calendar. Yeah. You know what we're going to do? We're going to delete every single line of code that has to do with projects. We don't want that in there under the personal area at all. We are going to build out a totally new and better section. We're going to go with your recommendation when it comes to the to-do, calendar, and checklist. We are not going to build a separate one than what has already built. We are just going to have a different database row. So as we upgrade our to-do list and calendar and checklist, that is also updated on their workspace and personal area. This is vitally important that we don't have separate builds when it comes to those menu options, as there must be one calendar in all places, and then a to-do list, which is obviously separate from their business as opposed to their personal, and checklist, which is separate from their projects and businesses as opposed to their personal. Let's see if he understands that. All right, personal. What we're going to be doing is very important when it comes to the personal area. Essentially, right now, we have a conglomeration of a lot of different menu options. I want you to be liberal in the way that you either delete or combine. I want you to go through every single sub-menu slug when it comes to the personal area and make sure that we're actually deleting, combining, making better, upgrading than what we have right now. What we're doing is having members become part of the Botenstein website, which includes a community area, a workspace, and a personal area. The personal area is just all of their personal items outside of work and completely separate from work. There are too many menu options right now. Definitely delete the project from the menu option. I also want to put inbox potentially in another area, maybe on the upper left area under the icon of a letter, like a physical letter where people can click it, see their newest mail, and that's anything that's sent to their inbox. All right, so we'll say that for now. Can I get a witness? All right. Redesign. Redesign. Beyond videos and spaces both hidden. Which of these also should be hidden? Chat, no. Articles, yes. Also hide. Hide mechanism. How should the hidden behave? This determines whether you can flip them on or off. Yeah, definitely not hard-coded. Chat, live rooms, games, leave that. I'm thinking of deleting everything. You said delete videos, but keep the actual videos area. Keep route and content. Hide, nav, and gate the page. We are going to be deleting the actual videos and articles associated with the videos, unless you think we should just keep the videos. Oh no. You know what? I don't think so. We're going to be deleting the videos and the articles and starting afresh. And then we're going to put a gray dot and hide this from shareholders of the community for now. We got to be very deliberate on content creation. And I know exactly what I want to do. Heads up, there are old project systems in the database. Let's see what the article, admin to brands. Okay, I'll open that in a second. Heads up, there are 2 old project systems in the database. No, delete them both. Delete them both. We're starting afresh. This has to be done correctly. Before I was just saying, let's go live and let's go vibe coding and let's just, build something, see what happens. No. Now I know exactly what the business is about. All right, Life OS. For personal consolidation, how aggressively should the merge be? Projects is deleted from the menu option. Good. Aggressive. Life OS absorbs wealth as a tab. Health is that. Journal absorbs daily Todd. No. Goals, planner. Keep calendar and docs as separate mental models. That's a good point. We got to let's bring up the personal area. I don't want to be shooting in the dark right now. Let's bring up the personal area. All right, so this is the personal area right here on the left side. Life OS is going to be kept. So essentially, health is very important. Wealth is very important. So it's health, wealth. Goals, which I think is streaks. Yeah. Goals really should be because this is going to become very important. This is going to become very important. Daily Todd should be under Life OS. Yeah, Daily Todd under Life OS. Journal should be under Life OS. Calendar. Unless journal is under goals. Yeah. Journal's under goals. Daily Todd is under Life OS. Personal area is the dashboard. I think Life OS should be the dashboard. It already is. Okay. Maybe this is Life OS. All right, we're just gonna go. Because really life is about, your personal life is just about health. So that's going to remain. Personal, no, I think personal is going to be renamed. Personal is going to be renamed Life OS. Or iCharles OS. No, that looks bad. Life OS. We'll just say Life OS. Personal? No, we'll just say Life OS. Because it is your operating system. And then Life OS will go up to personal. Personal becomes Life OS. So then it's Life OS is going to be the main slug. And then as a tab, we'll have Daily Todd. Health will remain there. Goals. Projects is getting deleted. Inbox is going to go somewhere up here. This is very interesting, actually. Goals. I don't like that name. Life OS. Maybe goals goes under Life OS. Journal goes under something. Calendar. Interesting. I would say wealth is going to remain. Projects is going away. Docs is going to stay there. Calendar should maybe go to maybe a top level area. You know what? Yeah, calendar and mail will go up here. Like inbox. Okay. And then down here, yeah, down here is, okay. Footer of the Botenstein is going to be the profile. 21-day streak. That should be at the top. Maybe the scoreboard is also, because it is a lot on the upper left. It is a lot on the upper left. I'm at a loss for words on that one. Yeah, why is this a thing? So essentially, we want to take calendar out. Calendar we want to put up here. Inbox we want to put up here. Then we want to take the profile and account, put it down here. Favorites we could put into the profile. That doesn't need to be up there. Messages could be up there. So maybe it is notifications, messages, inbox, calendar. Wow, that's a build right there. That's a build right there. Because the inbox is actually going to be your email inbox. And there you go, something's getting restarted. Let's see who's restarting something. All right, let's just go back into this. Audit the admin menu structure and consolidation. Gate cleared, shows one modified, but I did not touch this. Okay. The only Claude Discord routines are dead. Interesting. Why would you do Discord messages? Okay, yeah. Yeah, delete the Discord messages and the CRON job that has to do with that. And also come back with any other CRON jobs that are still firing, as we need to have a complete visualization of what CRON jobs are there and which ones we need to delete permanently, as we need to clean this up. All right, so send that out. Integrated workspace platform. All right, so this is, okay, so now we're getting into it. This is building out the workspace. This is building out the workspace. The workspace is the moneymaker. This is where I got my buddies, I got my friends, I pitch people, I say, hey, listen, obviously in the beginning, I want people to be there. I want them to play around with it. I want them to submit all their bugs and things like that. So essentially you have a workspace. The workspace is the menu option. You click on the workspace, it has all of your projects. So for me, it would be Botenston.com, iCharles.com. And then on there at the top, that's actually a good idea. On the workspace, one of the tabs is the short link and bio link. And what do you think about this bio link and short link? What do you think about this bio link and short link? It is, I did a lot of research and I've done .coms. Where the heck did I put it? It was Boten.1. Boten.1. It's inexpensive. Boten.1. Everything else was crap, because once you go to BOT, that's bot to everyone else. So those were all taken. That was millions of dollars. Then you go BOTE, that's a 4-letter. Those were pretty much all taken. And they were expensive per year. It's like thousands of dollars to one up. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So the next one was Boten. There was Boten.2, Boten.blah, blah, blah. Then you needed, I had BPI.TO. I got rid of that. I shouldn't have. But that was also Botenston Properties International. So BPI, it would not have worked. I saw that was actually up for sale, ironically enough. And someone's trying to sell it for $9,000. I had this at one time, by the way. I had that. So hopefully that sells. What are you going to do? I don't regret it. So essentially, when you go into the workspace, you're going to have the apps. Those are the tabs. You have projects at the top. Then you have short links with bio links. It's essentially a bit.ly. Then you could have analytics. And then you have everything else. The way they broke it down is maybe a little too much. They broke it down and they said, you go to the workspace, you have the dashboard, you have the calendar, you have the to-do list, you have the checklists, you have the CRM, then you have projects. I think that's too much. I think that's too much. Unless it's not. Unless it's not. I don't know. I think checklists should be under to do probably. Checklist should be under to do. Because then you have checklists, you have checklist templates. Then you have clients. Projects. Each project has proposals, calendar, to-do lists, bookings, pipeline, storefront. I think the first one is checklists goes under to do, or goes under to do renamed tasks. That's it. Rename tasks as tab. But then I was also thinking that we should also have a bit.ly style area. I think this is too high level right now. I think this is too many options. I don't think calendar should be on there. I don't think dashboard should be, unless dashboard is on there. Calendar is everything. But then that's on the upper left. Calendar should be on the upper left area next to messages. And clients. I don't know. I think we'll leave out clients for now because I was thinking of, and then I would maybe leave out clients on workspace. Calendar under workspace. All right, maybe leave out clients under workspace. Keep under per project. Yeah, I don't know. It might be getting too complicated right now. Let's just build one project. I think we're getting a little, oh my gosh. What artifact are you opening now? Every cron job mapped. I have 94 cron jobs. Wow. All right, all of these can be deleted. All right, I'm gonna look at that at another time. That's too much right now. I think we're adding in a little too much at this point, whether it's under the workspace or under each of the projects. Under each project, I don't think you should have calendar right now. I don't think you should have a to-do list or a checklist unless you recommend we add that in for the projects, but we just don't add it under the workspace, which is a conglomeration of all tasks and checklists. I also want to have a tab that is very closely aligned as the website that we already have under the admin area for the Todd link and Todd bio. All right, so the reason I'm going slow is because I don't want to do anything stupid right now. I don't want to overbuild. right now. We're in a great spot. We're moving things around. I know exactly what I want to do. Okay, so the admin, actually no, it's under apps. And, okay, apps bio. And then moved the coaching, Todd Pace. Well, that should not have been deleted. Links. Oh, short links. Oh, okay, they just combined that. That with. Okay, they combined that into one. Okay, so this was apps should actually probably be combined under beta. I don't think we should have apps available. We'll sunset that for now. We'll sunset that for now. That's what we'll do. We'll sunset apps for now. We'll move it to the bottom because we're going to be reworking this whole thing. If we're bringing on clients this week, that's into this chat. All right, I need this window open so I know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's minimize this a little bit. All right, let's go over here. Let's move this guy. All right. Right now, we are going to just simplify the menu options, and we're going to move apps to the bottom of the page on the left menu options above Botenstein.com. We're going to put a gray circle around it and remove it as an option for people to actually navigate to it on the menu option. We're not going to actually cancel them from actually accessing it, but it just will not be available as a menu option. Okay, so we got to start consolidating and then building back up from scratch. Not scratch, but enough. All right, let's go over here. Okay, so the personal menu is just so hard to understand how I want to do this. Inbox scope, admin only, letter icon. The admin, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to cancel that for now. Projects is going to be deleted. The way that I look at it is, I think LifeOS becomes the personal area. I think that's what it's called, because nobody knows what personal means. All right, let's do it. LifeOS on the personal area is actually what replaces personal. So when people click on LifeOS, that is the main left menu option. So personal becomes LifeOS. You remove that as a sub-menu option as that becomes the main menu option. You're also going to change the slug to /life-os. You're going to move calendar to the upper left area next to the messages icon. You're going to take favorites on the upper left of the website, move it into the profile drop-down menu, and when you mouse over the drop-down menu, favorites pop out. Inbox is going to the upper left area next to messages with that icon. Calendar will have that icon as well. Delete projects. Daily Todd is going to be a tab within the LifeOS So essentially, under the Life OS main menu option, you're going to have health, goals, journal, docs, wealth for now. Wow. Update. I haven't been able to get code. I haven't been able to code for a week and now recovered my files, tried to reinstall Mac OS and found out the hard drive is not reloading. It's probably dead. Can we make a site to crowdsource a computer for me? Just requested the magic link. Yes, we got to get you the magic link. Crowdsourcing is probably going to be from your friends and family. Say, I got this guy. He's awesome. For the per project tab, what domain do the short links live? When a ton is attached, falling back on Botenson, if not most professional. Calendar scope. I wonder if I should buy this domain. Boat.one. Yeah, we'll just do that from now. We'll do that for now. Is there anything that you recommend that we do of the highest, hardest priorities within here? Oh, is this? This is the one that actually gave me this isn't. Which one did you just give me? Did you give me the admin? What artifact did you just give me, if anything? All right, how does the project name come into existence? This determines how the proposal intake flow, both from intake or blank. A project is auto-created when you accept convert an incoming proposal, and you can create a blank project manually. How does a project come into existence? Yes. And you can create a project. Let's not worry about this for now. Let's skip this for now. This is going to be a later chat. That was the problem, is I was so excited about, okay, so which one? Oh, gave me the crone map. Yeah, like I don't think I should keep any of these crone jobs. I just want to start over. 94 jobs right now. Look how good these artifacts are. Look at that, just bookmarks it right to the area. It's great. Verified. Okay, you got to be very liberal on getting rid of those cron jobs. When it made two breads, what stays, what goes? Architectural reality, the menu option, but 16 plugins. Analytics, inbox. Yeah, you need to be, yeah, on both of those. Since we are actually doing a rebrand of iCharles.com and Botenston.com, we need to be extremely liberal in the way that we are deleting and not doing any cron jobs, CRON jobs going into the future. 94 CRON jobs is an absolute monumental disgrace to professionalism and making sure that our website is built perfectly, tidy, concise, premier, and elite. I want you to review both the cron job map, the CRON job map, and the admin panel audit. And I need you to be extremely harsh on what we should keep, what we should not keep, as we are moving into an era of speed, precision, and eliteness. Anything that doesn't serve us, I want you to delete the code. Don't even sunset it. Don't even 301 or 404 it. Delete it so I don't even see it. It doesn't even show up. I could care less what it does. Just get it out of here. Get it out of here. Ring. Ring is done charging. Yeah, my Aura Ring is up to 1 day of charging now. Time to get a new one. Can't even get it off the freaking charger. There we go. All right. Migration safety, most important. So what you're saying is I am in the middle of a shower stall. So what you're saying is I should have a overlay background. Okay. Built integrated workspace. Okay, so this is the biggest build that we're going to be doing all week right here. This is the biggest build. Okay. I think we should just do... Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the revision. Revised information architecture. Workspace, dashboard, tasks, projects. Top left is personal workspace, community apps. Okay. Under there they have tasks, dashboard. Calendar is global left, yes. One recommendation, hold off on the per project tasks. Okay. Perfect. Now the workspace has projects, proposals, clients, links, site, yes. Okay. Wireframe project view. Jane's fitness site, projects, workspace. Okay, so that's at the top. Design compliance, built into the spec non-negotiable. All right, good call. Thank you. Single engine, scope, calendar, tasks. In other words, we shouldn't be building out all of these things. Like calendar, tasks, checklists are one. Like it should just be tasks, and then checklist is under tasks. Calendar is on the upper left. The filter that drives everything. The member ID. This is the most important section. It's the mechanism behind the single source rule. Yes, that looks good. All right, so now we are going liberal. Tier 1, old model bloat. Yes, delete all. Self-monitoring DevOps, these scan your code, no member value, keep them for the speed and precision era. Yeah, self-monitoring will keep all of them. Load bearing money, member data, current features. I will not delete these without explicit say so. Billing, points digest, streaks, goals, moderation. Yeah, we'll keep those. Okay. Wow. We are in the zone right now. I don't even know what's going on in life. Deletion plan. All right. Deletion is sequenced to never crash loop boot. System A is the personal projects page. System B, bidding system, delete that, yes. Security, isolation, load bearing, testing, verification. That's the full design across 4 sections. Before I write the spec, here's the 1-paragraph summary. Build a top level workspace area, delete the old one, yes, and marketplace, yes, entirely. Thank you. Workspace has a dashboard, a roll-up of all work, tasks, and checklists to do. Roll-up of all. No. Roll-up of all tasks and checklists. Tasks, the to-do engine renamed with checklists as a sub, and projects. Each project is a self-container bound by the tenant custom domain. Calendar moves to the global upper left. Yes. Shall I write this spec? Reply yes. All right, let's go. Let's go. Big things are happening. Big things are happening. Apps is out of the upper left. Good. Thank you for your service, apps. So that should be down to the left. Apps down to the left. Unable to be viewed. Perfect. That's clean. Personal should actually be Life OS. Okay. Anything within this chat that we missed that is of priority? Yes or no? All right, let's see this one that's not even discussed. Not even discussed. All right, let's go over here. What changed? The feed became community. Okay, good. Live admin controlled visibility with a gray dot. Good. And 2 happened under rendered iCharles brand. No. Apps, community, personal, workspace. You have 3 of those. Yeah, when we're doing this, we're only doing Boatenston.com. iCharles is totally different. We are not working on that at all, nor on its back end. So when we're doing any visualizations, it's Boatenston.com. Very important that we know that and remember that. The desktop app coming soon cards are still lying. We don't like lying. Public marketing nav still lists apps. Yeah. We're not doing Todd Shot, Todd Voice, nor Parallax anymore. Those can be deleted, and any code that references it at all. And also the public marketing of apps should not be there in the menu option at all. That should be deleted as well. Let me verify the exact same changes. Yes. Verify that. Send that out. All right, what was the one in the background that we were working on? All right, Visual Studio. Let's go over here. Concurrent session is editing iCharles main 50 uncommitted. I've merged 4 or 5 category B branches. Pause C, finalize B safely. Do C in an isolated work tree. Pause, stop here, retry the offline video merge. Yeah, let's do an isolated tree. Okay, so that was Boatenston.com. Status not started. Let's delete that. We don't need that anymore. Let's get that out of there. All right, so let's move this over here. All right, a lot is going on. A lot is going on. Let's bring the to-do list. Let's bring up the to-do list. All right. So when someone fills out, we'll also have content. We'll also have content. Menu option, content. And we'll do, whoops. All right. Well, that's not good. That needs to be its own. Why are you doing that? Do I need to return you? But then that does that. Okay. Now, get out of there. Content. Okay, good. All right, content. I think I did this on my business website. Let's go to the business website. All right, here we go. So, here we go. All right, so this is what I did. Okay, this is what I want to do today. Content is going to be 100 ideas this week. And that's going to be, the research is going to be Botenstein.com, iCharles. That's totally different brands. Rearrange menu options, we did that. Delete all articles and videos, that's going to be today. That's going to be today. We're deleting everything. We are starting from scratch. Videos of self-development and personal development is YouTube. That's actually a good idea. Film vertical through Osmo, which is this camera, put it through Riverside, jump cut everything, then upload it to Shorts and IG. Article embed on iCharles boat, even vertical. So those are ideas. Those are ideas. The biggest thing is for traffic and strangers and credibility, we gotta start putting out content. Right now I'm working way too much, or not way too much, but I'm working a lot on the back end because both need to be true. iCharles.com needs a overhaul on the SB7 framework, which is the story brand framework by Donald Miller. They ask, you answer style, also known as endless referrals now. And then on Botenstein.com, that's going to be business. So essentially, I want 100 categories or 50, say the top 20 categories of business, of e-commerce, of referrals, of SaaS, of software, of vibe coding, of design, of data architecture, of security, of code bases, of interfaces, of the user experience. And then on iCharles, it's the top 20 categories of productivity, of habits, of motivation, of scheduling, of systems, of processing, all of it. So essentially, the process is, this is another idea right here. This is an idea, which I'll put that in capital letters. Let's go idea. Yeah, let's go idea. Put that in there. I definitely need to log in though. Once I'm done with my personal email, or actually, let's go, let's go with a alias email. Homepage, We're going to do that today as well. I need to see results. Let's go over there. Okay, so we just did that. See, I like the to-do list. And also, I like the OBS to-do list. OBS to-do. So, in other words, Charles, what are you building? We have it right here on the screen. Actually, yeah. Let's do Botenston.com building. And also, we need to start getting the pricing out there. Free versus shareholder. Yeah, we got to work out the pricing because it's already connected to Stripe. Now, actually, I wonder what this is. What's the cost of this? GoDaddy. I think it was $30. $40 next year. I think name server. Name. Is it cheap name or something? Cheap name. Namecheap. There we go. Let's try this. I tried everything. Look at that. Look how crazy that renews at. $4,500 that renews at. Bot.link. Clearly, we're not using that. Retails at. See? There you go. You want value? GoDaddy, $38 a month. Namecheap, $31 a month. I just saved you $17 right there. I was going to do Boatin.nyc, but look at that. $50,000 for Boatin.com. Oh, Boatin.2. Interesting. Huh. Do you think, I thought Boatin.2 was taken. Interesting. You think Boatin.2 as opposed to Boatin.1? How funny is that? Charles, that's not very funny. You gotta make me laugh. You think Boatin's... Let's see if they have Boat.2. That's probably expensive, right? Yeah. Look at that. 9K. I had BPI.2. Someone's selling that for 9K. Look at these numbers. $7,000 for boat.io. I think that's a country though. Isn't IS? I thought that was a country. Boat.so. Boat.so. Boat.2. So what I'm thinking of is, what is a better URL for short links? This is essentially when someone is in Instagram or someone is doing a short link for their business. I want to boat.2, boat.1. Oh. I didn't even see that. All right. I didn't know it was 9K. All right, we'll eliminate that. That's stupid. Was it Boatin.2? Boatin.2? Hold on, what did I just have that it was saying? Oh, it was Boatin.2. I thought it was. Boatin.so? Huh. That's weird. Where did I just see that? Where did I just see that? Was that Boatin.2? Yeah. Oh, it was huh. Is it, did I see it for boat.2? That's weird. Did I not just see that? .is? Boat.is? I don't know. Which one looks good? We are going to put this on a quick pause. We are not going anywhere. This is going to be a complete vibe coding session today. I'm going to pause for 13 seconds. Your boy will be right back in 32 seconds. All right. All right. Little bathroom break. Little bathroom break. Boy, tell you right now, once you start drinking water, because you're doing triathlons again, woo, you just gotta go. I was made fun of this week, yesterday, because I brought in salads and beans. There's nothing better than beans that are good carbs. I'm not gonna eat bread. Bread is not good carbs. That's bread. That's trash right now. It's gluten, it's glue. That's where you get glue from, gluten. Okay, let's go into this. I was thinking about it when I'm going to the bathroom at 150 miles an hour. We're adding in the workspace. So that's the onboarding of a client. The client is going to get 4 different mockups. Arena.ai, Claude Design, Claude artifacts. They say yes to whatever. They give feedback to whatever. Then we build them a website. The website is wired into our appointments, proposals, their calendar. Maybe even they have their own Stripe API keys. And then we have content. The content game is easy. But that's what gets me the most excited, to be honest. That gets me the most excited. The content game, because when you have iCharles, which is personal development, self-help, then you have Boatenston, which is business and productivity and referrals and SaaS and coding and data architecture and user experience, user interface, all that. All right, so this is the admin area cleared. Backend changes. Everything from the previous message stands. The cron job is done and live on main. 94 jobs. All right, standing for your call on phase B, the full feature teardown. All right, go with phase B. Essentially, it's starting from zero. It's not starting from zero because I learned a lot the last 53 days, but when you don't have, I think a lot of vibe coders, and I'll put myself into that, a lot of vibe coders don't know what they're building. You know, the guy with really good hair and he kind of, you know, is ripping off the guy, Bridgemind, Bridge Voice. He is ripping off SaaS products. But what if you build an actual business based on building other people's businesses for them? Being in real estate, I have unlimited amounts of clients. What if there's one-offs? What if there's projects? What if there's, you know, I'm just thinking of a luxury website where, oh wow, that's actually a good idea. What I was thinking was, I got my little scrapbook here. I was thinking of doing a content ideas. Content ideas. Wow. Because that's going to be AEO, SEO, on automation, spending $30 a month. Automation of Open Router. That could be a whiteboard right there. Content ideas. And then you just do real estate agent. That could be any industry, any industry. Because what happened was, once I started doing AEO, SEO, answer engine optimized, obviously search engine optimized, once you start getting pulled in by, you need trust though. That's the problem, is you need trust. AEO is, AI is not gonna just bring you in. They have to trust you. That's why they bring in the same sources. They bring in YouTube, they bring in the Associated Press, Reuters, even Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, whoever else they want to talk about. You know, the New York Times, New York Post, you know, all those other ones. They use those as trusted resources. They trust that they did their own resource or their own research. Okay, so this is the main chat right here. Integrated workspace platform. Yeah. So we're going to build this, then we're going to have to build an onboarding experience from Boatenston.com. I think in the background, I'm going to start building iCharles.com through the SB7 framework. And it's going to be about me. The is written. Okay. One note on the boundaries. I want to, this project's clause still describes an older, yeah, that needs to be deleted. That needs to be deleted. That needs to be deleted. Please review the spec, let me know. This needs to be deleted. The project briefs, bids, and deals, that was an old project. That needs to be out of the Claude Markdown file. I do appreciate you making sure that there is an honest flag. We only like honesty, no lying, very important. Your boy can handle the truth. All right, send that out. Also tell me if you think that this should be done in a new window or that you have the context to actually start doing phase 0 of that Markdown file. All right, send that out. Apps removed from the public. Okay, let's just build it here. Let's go to iCharles. iCharles is going to be... Okay, good. Those are done. You got to be humble enough and be like, delete. I built a voice screenshot. Someone else did. You got to be humble enough to get rid of it. Got to be. And now we just got to ask the usual. Any high, hard priorities that we need to do in this chat, yes or no? Okay. Let's move this. Let's crank it. Okay, we're already at Opus 8. Let's put this on dangerous permissions. The biggest area in which we are going to be designing right now is the personal website under iCharles.com. I am completely open to all ideas and scrapping anything in there that absolutely makes no sense to be in there. The point of the iCharles.com website is to explain Charles Botenston as a personal website along with the iCharles framework. The iCharles framework is based on the PDF that is attached. The actual content is going to be around personal development and anything that has to do with self-help and personal help when that comes to productivity, health, wealth, love, happiness, sleep, and all the other 70 subcategories of personal development, including business and anything along those lines. There's going to be something called the SB7 framework, and They Ask You Answer. They Ask You Answer is essentially doing article creation around the most important topics that people have questions about when it comes to bettering and leveling up their life. The SB7 framework is based on StoryBrand 7 steps that Donald Miller coined and is based around. We need to design in elite premier styling and navigation and beautification around what I just said to make sure that we are capturing those people who are most interested in with what I just said. We'll just start there. Because we're not going to start doing the, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put this into, we're going to treat this like I'm the first client. We're going to go into Claude. We're going to go into Claude, and we're going to go into Arena. Is it Arena? Yeah, Arena code. We're going to do creative. Okay, we'll just do this. All right. Whoops. We'll do that. We'll do an artifact, new artifact, app and website. We'll put that in there. Claude Design. We'll go to Claude Design. Put that in there. 3 guest passes. Send a friend a free week of Claude. If they subscribe, you get $10 of usage. What is that, one prompt? What is that, one prompt? All right, let's send that out. All right, so let's get this going. Let's get that going. So when someone presents their idea, we're going to go through Claude Artifact, Claude Design, and Arena.ai. And we're going to give them 4 ideas. And they're going to say, I like this, I like that. And then the prompts are going to be even deeper. We want a backend, we need a CRM, we need this, we need, a booking, things like this. Why aren't you designing it? It designed it yesterday. Interesting. Why is it not designing it? Huh, that's weird. All right, we'll show less of that. Before I ask anything, one thing I have to flag, the PDF you referenced, the iCharles, is based on the, all right, I actually did not attach it. Where is that? I think it's over here. All right, let's just go to the desktop. Those are video screenshot. You could delete those. Screenshot. Delete that. Delete that. Delete this. Where is it? Huh. Oh, okay. There we go. Let's go over here. And you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just leave that. 2014, so that's phase 0 is already shipped live. So I have the substance map almost exactly into D, visual brand identity. Okay, so perfect. This feature is still new and can be token intensive. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I'll buy a new one. What shipped? Favorites. Standalone. Okay, so this was big. This was on the upper left corner. I doubt it did a one-shot, to be honest. Doubt it did a one-shot. Yeah. All right, so you have the inbox. You have the calendar. That's fine. Actually, it's not bad. Not bad. We'll move this down to the bottom left. Interesting. Okay. Move the profile, image, and picture and menu options to the lower left bottom area next to botenston.com at the bottom left. All right, let's go down there. Yeah, we need to stop asking me questions and start doing. This is getting out of control because you're getting very lazy. You got to get spanked around every once in a while. Come on. What are we doing? Take a lap. Take a lap. Coach, should I take a lap? Take a lap. All right, homepage on... remove the homepage. No. No, that's iCharles. Is this the iCharles? You want to remove it from iCharles? Todd is not a retired remnant. Todd is a live storage for blog, news, devotionals, homepage, content. Hold on. Todd is not a retired remnant? Yeah. Yeah, we need to get away from any of this nonsense that you're talking about because we're not doing the news, we're not doing devotionals. We are not doing the blog, we are not doing the homepage content. All of this is completely relegated to the past. We are moving beyond this. We are scrapping it, we're deleting it, we're cleaning it up. Okay, vivid momentum, warm human. Okay. What a stupid idea. You got to make this as a public website so I can actually click it because I'm SSH'd into my Mac Studio. Would you like vivid momentum, calm editorial, or warm humid? How about you give me a URL? Okay. Confirm Boatenston.com brand. This is the most important one right here. This is building out the workspace that everything else lives on. Everything else lives on. Cleaning up the left menu options. I might just open it all up, the left menu options, to everybody. Obviously, except for the min area. But these red dots are what people can see. You know? Just clean it up. Videos is gone, that's gone. Articles is gone. Or not gone, but, you know. Oh, Mark Miller using the mag drill. He's using the Milwaukee. Yes, thank you for your service. iCharles.com is now living. I didn't even look at the news. That's how dedicated I am right now to making this thing work. You're SSH'd into a local host. How do you want the artifacts? Okay, let's go. Why are you even asking me? Just build. Just build. We take action. All right, I re-verified my nav changes against Boatenston.com. All 3 screenshots show the Boatenston brand. Okay. This work stream is only 2 small things. 2 small things worth the browser still reads iCharles. Okay, that needs to be changed. Obviously, if that's saying iCharles, that needs to be changed under the common sense that it is not under iCharles. We need a complete separation of iCharles, which is the personal website of Charles Boatenston, versus Boatenston.com, which is the business enterprises of anything that has to do with AI coding, building, SaaS, and entrepreneurship, solopreneurship. Make sure that our Claude and memory markdown files are completely up to date with this brilliant move that we are now compounding into the oblivion of $1 billion and putting us at the seat of Davos. Okay, let's delete that last part. Make sure that it is in memory markdown files. Claude in memory markdown files, completely up to date. Let's do that. We don't need to talk about Davos anymore. All right, let's go over here. Yeah, I think I should just start deleting all. I just want to start fresh. I don't even want to have any articles from the past. And if I see the word purple in this middle chat, this guy's being sent to third base. He's going back. He's doing 10 laps. Literally yesterday, complete crash out. I gotta make this into a purple hue with radiant into white to purple. Oh gosh. We don't want any. What is up with AI and purple? What a random color to be choosing in 2026. And then literally everything is blue, black, white, orange, tan. 3 ways iCharles could feel. Oh yeah, it's all about the feelings. Calm editorial. Read the essays. Can you just literally put a sledgehammer through my schnauzer? Read the... There you go. Your life isn't fate, it's a system. Yeah. Are they all the same headline? Gosh. Wow. None of those qualify. I think we should just go about Charles Botenston. Look at what... Actually, no, none of these. Let's see if you can actually share these. Anyone with the link, share publicly. I don't care. Nobody cares about my crap. Nobody cares. Let's go to here. What, you can't share an artifact? All right, let's try and share this artifact. What do you think of this artifact that I shared over here? I think it's fluorescent yellow is the new meta. What's up, G? What is this guy hungover? He's coming back from a smoke sesh. Comes in. He's like stumbling into class late, pretending like he didn't just miss the test in a surprise quiz. Hey, what's up, students? Sorry I was late. Car got broken into. By the way, the podcast I was on, Your Mom's House, with Christina and Tom Segura, they're getting a divorce. They both lose weight and then they get a divorce. What kind of pipeline is that? I don't know. I was talking about it with this guy at work. My buddy got married. Like, no, you're not having kids. You're just, why get the state involved? Nobody's religious. He's a fallen away Catholic. She's Jewish. Why get the state involved? Maybe tax exemptions? You're not having kids. Anyway, by the way, not to be the bearer of bad news, but none of those work for the professionalism and the elitism and the premierism that comes with the Charles Botenston personal website. I'm actually probably moving away from the SB7 framework, which is the Donald Miller for the personal iCharles website, and focusing on the content in which Charles Botenston is putting out, whether it's on LinkedIn, X, Instagram, YouTube, and the articles. He's also a person of triathlons, former real estate broker owner of 17 years, still holds his license, devout triathlete. And then we also have a personal development section on the top 25 subcategories of that era, including book reviews. Gosh. Can somebody please create... Let's go back to the arena. Get the cron jobs out of my face. 75 cron jobs are happening in the background. That's called disaster. Where the heck is my fluorescent yellow? That's funny because my fuel pump line did disconnect, but I fixed it on my own. You had a fuel line disconnect? The only fuel line I know is at a pump. That's it. All right, let's see what this trash came up with. I thought you can design it. Where's my design? I need 2 different designs. Design it. By the way, arena.io. I think they got series what? Arena AI. They just got series B or A. It's way worth more than $100 million. They just got, let's go to funding. I thought they got valued in the billions. Huh, weird. It's 100 million in revenue. So that was 2 weeks ago. What do you consider on a SaaS product in today's day and age? If you got XAI coming in at 100 and something multiples, I think it was 1.7 billion. I don't know. Arena Private Wealth? No. I haven't even looked at the news today. I'm just so dialed into what I'm building. Oh my gosh. Just build it. Build an audience, grow the, we'll just say that. Modern SaaS, full homepage plus article. There we go. All right, let's see what the artifacts say. Holy cow. Gosh. Why don't you take me out to dinner first? What are you asking me out if I want to get married? What's the number one job of the website? Establish Charles as a yes. Sell framework? Yes. Content engine? Yes. Who are we deciding? Everyday people wanting to level up their life, high achievers, entrepreneurs? Yes. Homepage only? No. Framework, explainer, sample article. Let's do that. How should this 70 categories? Oh my gosh. Dude, this is crazy. Talk about onboarding. I should just have people onboard through Claude Design. And then it comes to me and I'm like, I can build that. Don't be rigid. Yes. Interactive. Let's do all that. Polish copy. There you go. Holy cow. I feel like I'm drunk. 30 days sober, by the way. 30 days sober. Feels great. Okay, so build it. Yes, build it. Build it. Stop asking me questions. I am not your normal user. I like action. Oh, Arena. Holy cow. Why are you doing this? Everything else was built. This was built. What did I do wrong? Did I do code? Is that why? Let's just do this. It is two different icons, so maybe I did something different. Automatically, web search, build apps and websites. There you go. There we go. All right, I'm not a bot. Let's get that out of here. Go use my tokens. Shut up. Oh my gosh, stop asking me questions. Oh gosh, I just want, give me a mock-up. Crying out loud. Now we're in the, Charles is getting, we have phases. Huge amount of energy, then it dies off, goes to the bathroom, comes back up, dies off, then he gets fired up at everything. All right, there's two different news and blog systems. The legacy, I don't even want to talk about Todd. Todd, get out of here. How deep do you want to cut? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do the legacy. Okay, so the homepage, magazine, masthead, articles, reads, iCharles. There you go. Brand, homepage, become. Stripe the hero to lean. I think I might just cancel you out. I don't like what you're talking about right now. I don't like what you're putting down right now. Pick up what you're putting down. Clean up after yourself. Turn off the light. For the elite premier, iCharles lives in distinctive personal brand. Yes. What is the primary job of the homepage? Meet iCharles, then explore the content. Yeah, balanced. How should the 25 personal development subcategories? I love how literal it takes me. It doesn't have to be 25, you know? How should the 25 personal development subcategories, book reviews? Nav is, yeah. All right, this is the most important one because this is the back end. iCharles is like the throwaway now. Boatenston.com, now we're talking about. Now we're putting some stamps of approval. Now we're putting stamps of approval. What changed? Okay. Now we're designing this. We're cleaning up. Let's see how it looks. All right, now we're cleaning it up, boys and girls. You got Boatenston.com. Now we're clean. Now we're getting clean. Bookmarks, favorites. Okay, now we're getting clean. Now we're getting clean. The calendar, the inbox, messages, notifications. Now it's clean. Now it's clean. Life OS. Then the workspace is going to go right in between there. The admin, I just got to clean this up though. This place is an absolute cesspool of old trash. Analytics. Yeah, we'll keep the analytics. The inbox. This is based on Cron jobs. But it's old. I think I just need to reset everything. Keep it, but reset it. Operations. That was me testing out shareholders. And then you got the beta. Beta! Coaching. Yeah, coaching is probably going to go to... I'll probably go to a workspace, actually. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, good idea. What prompted sobriety? I would say alcoholism. When you're full-blown functioning alcoholic, without even saying that in the slightest sarcasm, when you are taking a 750 bottle liter of for 6.5 years and saying I'm going to go sober for 6.5 years, not even the slightest sarcasm behind this. When you are a full-blown alcoholic and only 3 people know in your life, 2 people, 2 women, 1 I dated. She would have been a good wife, but totally different religions. Would not have worked. She actually, yeah. And then the other person was a coach. They knew how bad it was. 750 milliliter bottle of vodka every single night for 6.5 years. And that's no joke. Tens of thousands of dollars. It was bad. It was bad. I probably should be dead, to be honest. You know, it was not, body just shut down. There were times where I'm like, I feel like I'm going to die right now. And that was within like the last month and a half. I'm like, I don't think I want my mom to bury me. That's not good. That would not be good. All right, now we're getting somewhere. A broker, a triathlete, a lifelong student of getting better. All right. I like that. I like that. I literally woke up thinking about drinking. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. It was bad. It was bad, bad. Like, really bad stories. Really, really bad stories. There's only one person who knows everything, and that's who I'll meet on my deathbed. That's it. That's how that deity knows exactly how bad it was. Actually, I like this. You got articles, book reviews, videos, shorts, podcasts. Yeah, if my mom was not alive, I don't think I would have not the largest incentive, because it feels really good. You're like, oh no, that's for other people. And then you're 2.5 years in, 2022, you do an Ironman in St. George, Utah. You go sober for 2 months, do the Ironman, and then you drink that night. You're like, oh no, everything's going to be different. And then you get drunk that night after you finish the race, and you go, all right, just fell right back into it. 4.5 years later, tens of thousands of dollars, 31 category C branches. What? What are you trying to say? The 31 category C branches are 1 to 3 months stale. Okay, so delete it. 31 category C branches are 1 to 3 months stale. Everyone force merging them would resurrect, delete. Purple code! Trios, dark, no, Reddit archives, fine. No, force merge, no. Delete them all. Get out of my face. Yeah, so if someone brings up something, I can relate to them. I got a guy at work who's, I won't go into it now that I just said where he's from. He was me at 28. We'll just say that. You know, you're going out, you're experiencing the city, experiencing everything it has to offer. You know, the life I lived is very different than most people think. I already did this. Okay, I might just delete out of this. Yeah. If you're not, yeah, you're done. Delete. And then the homepage. Don't change the homepage because obviously you have no idea what you're talking about. Just do what the content cut depth is. Yeah, that's done. This is the big one. This pillar within the community. Yeah. It was, when you are sneaking alcohol around places, when you are buying it behind people's back, when you have someone you're dating and she's like, I just want to make sure that you're okay. And she's like, I don't even want to see you. I guarantee it was hard for her not to say happy birthday on my birthday, which was on Monday. So, and it was hard not to get a happy birthday, to be honest. That was the best relationship I was ever in. I've never had a bad relationship, and I've had many of them. I can't relate to people that just have, you know, you go into a comment section and you have like the top 10 likes or the top 10 comments are like, well, make sure that that the guy is not, this kind of blah, 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 or she is cheating on me. And it's like, yeah, you chose them. They gave you red flags. You decided to ignore those red flags. And the thing is, I was telling this to a guy yesterday. The reason I get quality women, or I've had quality women in my life is because I'm so weird that almost 100% of the women are like, you're weird. Like, you're just, the way you think, Like I'll see a situation, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, that's a nice." I don't know. We're at a museum of natural history in New York City. I used to have a friend that was security there, and he gets us in, and he'll tell us a story about some celebrity that he just showed around because they get private tours and everything else. Say David Beckham, and he'll tell us a story about David Beckham. This is all allegedly never happened. And then we'll leave that conversation. And I'll bring up something totally different than what she was thinking. Instead of like, oh, that's so cool that David Beckham toured Museum of Natural History and my buddy was actually the main security guy and they were dealing with his security and they had to make sure that there was a separate entrance and nobody wanted him. And it's in page 6 and the New York Post is going to be talking about it. And I'll bring up something interesting. She's like, wow, never even thought of that. Those are the type of women that are like, I don't want this guy out of my life because he's interesting. But the interesting is, to most people, weird. They're like, I'm just not normal. I just don't like normal things. All right. Design Charles. Yes, we need to design this. Why this reads as an elite premiere to a mock-up. The portrait is a placeholder. Yeah, I guess we'll go with it. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad, though. It's kind of... Like, I go to events. And the thing is that I'm so over the top for a woman that is of faith that I can't... It's hard. That's why I fit in with people that were very secular and atheist. Like I fit in great with those crowds. It's just so bad. Because I was one. I was one my whole life. So those women and guys love me because I am just way over the top. And then I go to like, hello, how are you? I'm W. And they're like, oh my gosh, this guy's looking for marriage? Trust me, it's going to be a fun marriage, but during that time, you're going to question my sanity. All right, just build it. Just build it. Yeah, there's a lot of NPCs. Especially in New York City. I was coming out of the gym and I was going to the 1 train, which means absolutely nothing. The 1 train is a very very bank-oriented, like global bank. You got literally Bear Stearns, the building, old Bear Stearns, which is now, I think, the Barclays building, is right there. You got Bear Stearns, you got Morgan, you got Goldman, you got Deutsche, you got all the boys. Then you got PE, you got private equity, you got VC, you got angel investing, you got all of them. So you got suits, women in suits, you got all that. And they're coming up and then you also have, not Alliance, you have Allianz, huge building, 60 stories of people just jamming away on their computers. And they're all coming up from the 1 train and I'm going down to the 1 train to go downtown. And I just see it on their faces. They're just like, here's another day of just, typing away on my computer. Here's another day. Here's another day. All right, so that's done. Something went wrong. And you're worth $1.67 billion. This happened yesterday, too. Hold on. Let me just reread what you just said there. I am the architect of my own becoming. Who wrote that? The Dalai Lama? Holy cow. Yeah, I'm not stealing his framework. Holy cow. Okay, I could see these. I could see that. But, all right. Now we're going into like Tony Robbins. All right. Let's cancel out this. Let's move this. Your life isn't a mess. There you go. Not bad. It's a system running without an operating manual. I don't know. Visually, it's better. You got the slow. I don't know. I might just put that to the side. Just focus on Botenston. I gotta be honest, they're pretty trash. Like, how did someone not master wrapping Claude with design? And just say, what are the latest documentations of modernity visually? Slow scroll, you got animations, gradient is out, black and white is out, you know. The faith, I went down every faith. I went down Buddhism, non-dualism, which means that you are God. I went down chakras. I went down the, Aries and Sagrides and 33 vertebrae, and you are Christ consciousness. I went down the pineal gland. I went down DMT, just astro projecting, I went down it all. There's something called biocentrism. I went down that. I went down everything. On the channel is a testimonial. The 230 remaining iCharles branches are all at 0 commit ahead of main. Yes, prune, this should be actually at 0. Yeah, I'm thinking that. It's embarrassing, to be honest. Like, what is this? What is this? That's something I bought on Fiverr. I will make you a... All right, we got to get this workspace going so I can actually build something. Deleting blog kills the RSS feed. Your live articles is a separate stage. What should happen? Repurpose to live articles? No. Yes. Bronze. What is up with bronze and gold? Dude, I am not Donald Trump. Holy cow. The mock-up you approved used a bronze. It isn't like, holy cow. Elegant placeholder. Okay, you're getting deleted. And no, we are not thanking you for your service. We are not thanking you for your service. All right, we're gonna go into the to-do list because clearly design is lacking today. Clearly design is lacking today. Responsive. What changed? The profile and account moved to the top left. Okay, good. Responsive. Okay, perfect. Now we need to start opening up some new chats because there's a lot. There's a lot. Okay, let's get rid of that. Redesign the community. So you want to say, do I have the parallax skill? I need to invoke the parallax skill. Should I, what about the lighthouse CLI? We'll just do one. I don't even want to waste any more breath when it gets that frustrating. I just go, no. Mag drill. Yeah, if you saw my reading list from 2022 I just went into, I thought I bought Atomic Habits by James Clear, which I read 3 times in person. I'm at the gym and I'm listening to an audiobook. It's clearly AI, but it's actually a very good audiobook, so I'm fine with that. The guy has 234,000 views on most of his videos. They're audiobooks. Do you understand how much money you can make in that genre? Because those are people that buy stuff. And if you know anything about ads, essentially you get paid based on the audience that watches it. So if you're doing, I used to watch people that were ghost hunters. Those people don't buy anything. Hate to say it, but they're not wealthy and they don't buy anything. So the amount of ad revenue you get from them is 0. People that listen to financial advice, lots of money. Religious advice, lots of money you get from ads. I see it in my own back end. If I make it about personal development, 50 cents. I make it about business development, $1.50. Same amount of people, same amount of watch time. I don't even know where I was going with that. All right, so that's the markdown files. There you go. Performance 79. Where was I going with that? I actually had something with that. I don't know. It was something good though. All right, let's go over here. Okay, so that's the updated. Get you out of here. We have a clear differentiation. Now let's talk about content. And we need to bring the iCharles up to 100 when it comes to the Lighthouse CLI. Is that what it really means? Magnetic? Oh, you're drilling into steel. Okay. I thought it meant there's a magnet at the end so that the screw does not go away. How brilliant is it to stick a light at the end of a screwdriver? Whoever thought of that, golf clap. Aggressively tear down. Yes, we need to aggressively tear down old work trees. And now we need to go into not my business plan, but here we go. All right, let's go into here. I actually don't want, let's do on iCharles.com and Botenstein.com. Delete articles and videos. Homepage we got to work on. Let's work on the SEO and AEO articles. Oh yeah, we could work on this for Botenstein.com. Botenstein.com is going to now just be paid. We're going to take the grandfather of vibe coding, take his advice, and we're going to do free versus paid on Botenstein.com. And we are going to start having a public menus are different. Pricing. We'll take that out. All right, so this will all make sense, but this is just, I'm sitting on the John and I just have brilliant ideas and I just start typing away. I don't look at Instagram anymore. Bot projects, management, backend to get better. Yes. Menu options for appointments, coaching, and consulting. That should be down here. We took out My Business. That's a stupid idea. That was by Claude. Appointments, coaching, consulting. Already have that, so we can delete that. All right. What else? Proposal time frame. Yes. So this is okay. That's, I guess, a wrapper. We can move that up. Yeah. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. iCharles is gonna be. Let's see the difference. iCharles is going to be top 30, top 25. Boneston.com is top 25. When it comes to genre of self-help, personal development, book reviews, and this is going to be SaaS, coding, development, business. It is going to be referrals. The above is going to be systems. It is going to be discipline. By the way, the woman to my right, all props to her on today at the gym. All props to her on how hard she went on the treadmill. My girl did not clean up anything. She just left the treadmill. I did it for her because I was like, that's how I'm built now. I'm like, if they're not picking up their trash, that's fine. I'll pick it up for them. That's up to them and everything that's going to happen. Yeah, so that's good. Also, the top 100 books, that's a brilliant idea. Around this genre. I gotta sneeze. This guy's coming out 50 miles an hour. Discipline, motivation. So essentially, research. Okay, so this is something I literally thought of today, and we're just taking action. Top 100 questions being answered. Actual articles. By the way, France, did you even show up yesterday? I know you were present, but boy, you got pushed around. These subjects, books, and genres. You know, it's also a great idea that I thought of. And let's do that. Let's move this up to immediate. Let's move this up to content. Let's do that. All right, so this is a good planning session right here. This is a good planning session right here. Let's go over here. That's pricing, bypass permissions. Bypass. Let's make sure we're on Opus. Yep. Opus. Okay, this boy is task 6. Why are the single engine scope filters? Good, I'm continuing. Yes. Continue with task 6 and do it perfectly. Yes, continue with the pivot routes. We don't need that anymore. We need to have those deleted. Yeah, just starting over, to be honest. Best way to do it. Yeah, tech has Moonshots, by the way, excellent podcast. I don't know what circles they're running in, but They just got 100 and something thousand views on their last video. Those guys are blowing up. All props to them. I think they're one of the smartest. This also needs to be organized. Small little thing, but let's stick this in there. Organize this page to not be in one column, but multi-column across the board, or at least 3 to 4, and then make sure on the left side you have the main navigation. Clean this page up, do a visualization of what it looks like. We'll send that out. Okay, so this is how we brought in 100,000 visitors. Could be crawlers, could be bots. Don't care. Into content. And then the content, each of them needs to be this page needs to have a separation between iCharles and Boatenston.com. All content from iCharles is going to be brought up into Boatenston.com and approved in Boatenston.com. So we have one umbrella area. That's very important. You do a visualization of that URL. I also have above the different type of branding and content that we are going to be producing for each of the domain names. iCharles.com is going to revolve around health, wealth, love, happiness, discipline, motivation, the top 50, 40 genres around that, the top 40 to 50 books around that as well. We are writing at least 2 to 3 high value, high AEO, SEO articles around each of the genres under each of the URLs. iCharles.com is going to be based around personal development, self-help, book reviews, and it is not going to include images as of yet, unless you can think of a way that we can ensure that the image that's brought in for each of the articles is relevant to the article. For the Boatenston.com, that is going to revolve around business, SaaS, entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, business management, time management, task management, calendar management, sales, marketing, and all the 50 business genres and business books. There is a clear dividing line between both brands. I don't want you to mix the content. What I want you to do is do an extreme deep research into both genres and both different brands, and how we are going to have a prompt that analyzes how we can produce content on a daily basis for each of the websites that is brought in by AI models and search engines using the Open Router API key and potentially Opus 4.8, writing the article so that we are brought in on the user experience and the code base for the benevolent crawlers and bots of all of the AI models. We did a great job before on the articles. I don't want to do news anymore when it comes to AI. That is not something that we are going to be focusing on. Let me know any questions. But again, we are going to have a huge differentiation between both domain names, except they are pulled in automatically with a CRON job of 3 to 4 articles for each domain name every 12 hours around different subjects that fall within they ask, you answer, all the questions that people have, not shooting in the dark, but the top 100 to 200 to 500 questions that users are actually Googling and or asking AI when it comes to their business for Boatenston.com or their personal life to level up for iCharles.com. Again, this is a very, very detailed they ask, you answer. We are making sure it revolves around that. Hopefully none of that came out. Hopefully I lost all of that. Charles, take a breath. All right. Haiku! You gotta be kidding me. That's a joke. Be gone, Satan. Stop it. Haiku? Get out of here. Get out of my face. Go back and play with your crayons. Holy cow. Haiku. Ugh. Gotta go see the doctor. That is not what the doctor ordered. Performance is the only category under 100. Safe. No, we don't like safe. We don't like safe. Full refactoring. Ship that. Already live. No. We don't like safe. All right. So we got a lot going on. I think we got to move on to onboarding soon enough, where I got to test it with an alias email. The homepage, Boatenston needs to be under the SB7 framework. iCharles is going to be, it's going to be different. That's going to be different. That's going to be like, oh my gosh, this guy's so cool. I just want to like be like him. I want to be like Mike. Dude, Michael Jordan was the jam. Whether it was movies, Got Milk, just slamming over 6'7", Tim Duncan's, Shaq, Karl Malone. 90s basketball is beast mode. I was watching soccer, football, whatever you want to call that dumb sport. Dude, the amount of diving that happens in that sport is embarrassing. I thought about it as I'm watching it. I'm like, in fast motion, there's the alcoholism. In fast motion, it sells very nice. But then you bring in the VA, VR, whatever the heck it's called, the TR, CA, whatever, system, VR, whatever. And then you go, oh wow, this guy made no contact, was anticipating making contact, dove before the contact, sold it to the ref. The other guy got a yellow card. They saw it in slow motion. And then the guy that did the diving thankfully got the yellow card. Dude, I'd be embarrassed. I'm not a tough guy, okay? I'm the least of tough guys. But I played rugby and I played hockey. You gain zero respect with your teammates if you are the guy that's diving. It's the same thing with the guy that gets penalties. I played with guys and I'm like, dude, you can't put us on a power play again. Or you play rugby and the guys, he gets sent to the sin bin and it's like, dude, you can't get a card now. Like we're how much time is left? We're not getting a lot of, and we need you in the ruck. And the guy gets sent off. It's like, dude, take control of your emotions. And then you watch soccer. These guys are flopping like a bunch of salamanders out there. I don't know, do salamanders flop? All right. Now let's work on the okay, now let's work on this. This is the pricing. On the Boatenston.com, what I want you to do is look at all of the items that are available that are features, whether it's the personal menu option, whether it's the community, all of those menu options. We need to come up with a pricing table to show the value of what someone gets if they are a member of the community for $39 a month. Those people automatically have access to everything. If they submit a project and we are working on the project, then there is the free version where they don't have access to the community. They are only allowed to be using, say, the calendar, the to-do list, the checklist. They can leave comments on public articles. They also have an area where they can control their email management. We need to come up with a pricing tiered system visually, and obviously right now revolving around who are shareholders and who are not shareholders. If someone is a member, they only get X amount of space in Drive. If they're a shareholder, they get more. If they're not a shareholder, then they get X amount of emails a day. If they are, then they get unlimited emails. In other words, go through all of the features within the Botensten.com shareholder member area and come back with a complete list so they could see all of the value they get when they become a shareholder. All right. The magnetic holds the drill to the steel. I gotta be honest. You go to anything built before, go to the Empire State Building. Empire State Building is built of stone. It's built of stone. They built it in 18 months. That's when men were men. All right, for the Daily Writer, Open Router. Hold on. Reuse the existing paid Open Router generator, but set the writer to Anthropic for the final body, least code, proven pipeline. Open Router to Claude, print writes. Open Router free tier, okay. Mines the questions, gathers the research, final, yes. Questions. How should the They Ask You Answer a Question bank be built? Curated and seeded. I hand curate, fully auto mined. No hand curated. Open Router research agent mines all questions, searches API forums into a, I hand curate a strong starter bank. Yes. More real, but non-deterministic and depends on the research quality on day one. That's a hard one. Let's go with AutoMind. I'm feeling like we're placing it all on red. We're not doing, well, we could do black and red. Just do red. The existing article and videos, how aggressively should wire the public articles keep? No. Article news only, keep videos? No. Fully nuke public articles, news, videos, and member. Most destructive, really. What do you want? I'll confirm counts twice. Public articles, news, videos. I just don't want the videos. You know what? Yeah, let's do delete videos and public articles. Keep news and member authored articles. All right, we'll do that. Should iCharles article stay image free or add in guaranteed relevant text only for now? Should I use Upsplash or Unsplash? Unsplash, Upsplash. Build a hand vetted. What is the API calls on that? Is it Unsplash? Unsplash or Upsplash? It's one of them. I always get it confused. Unsplash? Yeah, it is Unsplash. How much is the API? Add free photos, illustrations. All right, because you're useless, let's go into here. This API cost per image. The Unsplash does not charge. Instead, entirely free? Huh. Oh, it matches it through hourly rate. I think I have an Unsplash API, I think. 5,000 requests per hour. That's crazy. Let's do this. Let's do this. Look into unsplash.com API calls to relevant images. Vitally important we get this right. I am actually looking forward to seeing the news right now. You know, I think yesterday was abundantly clear that you can't vibe code a SaaS product. You can, but you can't. You can't make any money from it. Someone's just gonna steal it. Like literally, I can go to Bitly and it is on there and be like, build me a Bitly. That's completely open because there's how many Bitlys out there. It's just Bitly. How many cotton swabs are out there, but you only know Q-tips? How many tissue brands are out there, but you only know Kleenex? It's like you can't, not stealing the colors, the font. It's the idea. Do you know in the Japanese court, they actually just denied AI personhood in a lawsuit? It was someone trying to sue, or no, it was AI trying to sue a person. I don't know I gotta look it up. Pretend like I didn't say anything. But it was very interesting because there was a lot going on around this. And Europe is putting out cars that have cameras facing the person. And it's gonna be mandatory. Dude, we're gonna have self-driving cars in 2 to 3 years. 28,000 people fall asleep every single year. What about how many people get cancer? You know? What about the amount of people that go missing? Let's focus on overweight, diabetes, heart disease, heart attacks. Well, let's focus on people. Unsplash relevant is the risk. Unsplash relevance is the risk. How should we generate the LM choose query, LM verifies top results? Yeah. Verifies top results. It's probably gonna, articles get relevant, gated, Upsplash. Yeah, let's do both. Generate cadence, 3 to 4 per brand every 12 hours. Yeah, think about this, by the way. Think about this. You want an idea. You are someone who does pools, cleaning, cleans houses. You have a car wash, you have a laundromat. Go and be like, LasVegasLaundromats.com, and just every 12 hours put out news, articles, AEO, SEO friendly articles about Las Vegas laundromats or cleaning your clothes or dry cleaning or whatever. That's the future. That's the future. I literally went from 3,000 hits a day to 100,000 hits in a day within 2 weeks based on putting out AI news. That needs to be your brand. Are you a real estate agent in Arizona? You need to be putting out 12 articles every single 12 hours about Arizona and just hammering it out. Then you can make Hey Jen videos around it. Generate cadence. No, we're doing it every 12 hours. We're owning the space. How many tiers should 2 tiers, free and shareholder? No, 2 tiers. Deliverability. What should the actually produce? A complete written comparison, yes. A complete written comparison, every single feature. You know what I also want to do is live testing. Live testing of the features. So if you get a docs, you get demo data, and you get to test it out. You get an inbox, you get a checklist, you get a to-do list, you get a calendar, demo data. I don't know, maybe not. Prompt injections, you got malicious characters out there. Went from a single column to a stack cards. Okay, so this is the beta. Okay, there you go. Look how clean that looks. Oh, what just happened? What was that? Yeah, no. No. Yeah, no. Where are you? Where are you? Redesign the admin. And then close you out. No. We need the main menu options. We need the main menu options. As you can see, there is clearly a discrepancy between the one screenshot, which is the main left menu options, instead of the operations inbox menu options. We have to include the community Life OS menu options. That should be the wrapper around the page and not the one that you built. All right. The next chat can be sub-project, proposal, design, variation, feedback loop. On top of this, yeah, I'm a little hesitant about the actual proposal. It should be more of an onboarding experience where they're given options and making it very easy. It obviously lands within the Botenston.com admin area. Think of where that should land within the admin area, which of the tabs it should land within. We're also running it through the SB7 framework and obviously into a prompt, and their questions are based around what they ask. So if they ask for a one-pager, then you have questions about, do you want a contact form? Do you want content? Do you want appointments based around what they're actually saying? So in other words, it's a live onboarding experience where it's not a set amount of questions. It's essentially going through Open Router and coming back and analyzing each of the previous responses. So if they say they're real estate agent, obviously that changes then a hairstylist, as opposed to somebody who is a content creator or solopreneur or day trader or want a personal website. So in other words, the thousands of different ways that we are going to be onboarding needs to be directed towards how the person answers the previous question based on what they are. All right, let's send that out there. Which one was this? All right. Free gets you the tools. Calendar. Checklist, goals, streaks. I like this. 2 gigs? That's a lot. 2 gigs? No, we're going like 500 megs. And also, it's not, yeah, it's definitely not unlimited. Email management. Not preview only. All right. Not bad. Not bad. I kind of like this. Is this Claude as Artifact? It's not bad. Obviously, it could be dressed up a little bit. Not bad. I don't like the quotas, though. I don't like the quotas. Which one were you? Create pricing table. I like everything except I don't like the quotas, because the way that they're using the docs and the drive and the email and the calendar and the to-do list and the checklist is vitally important special things like PDFs. We're not doing crazy amount of storage in the drive. So it's really the most important docs, the most important emails, the most important items. So it's not about extended storage, because they could do that anywhere. This is more about the most important items in their life are stored here, and they know they're stored here. So it's all about safety and security and end-to-end encryption. So I don't have access to anything. So it's about not the size and amount of gigs, but it's the quality of the storage in which the shareholders are using it. But I like it so far on how you proposed it. All right. This is the overview of the articles. Surgically delete. Yes. Also, there needs to be a vitally important aspect to the way that articles are created. We are creating not for us as humans, we are creating for AI models and search engines on however they desire to have it read, whether it's crawlers through the code base or it's the interface. We need to make sure that it's structured in a way that it is vitally easy and simplistic for AI models globally and SEO engines to pull it in so they are referenced. That is the sole 1000% goal of this, is not to be tailored to people, but tailored to the bots, crawlers, machines, AEO, AI models, and SEO and search engines. There you go. We don't care about the people. How should I frame the encryption? Replace the quotas with a private vault. Quality, safety, softer on the... Replace quotas with a... No. No, what I'm saying is, yes, it's about the quality of safety and security and end-to-end encryption, but the biggest thing is understanding that this is about the quality of what they upload and the safety in which we are protecting it, instead of them uploading big items like videos and in large files. So we should move the drive amount to, say, shareholders get 5 gigs or something around that, so people are curating only the best and most important things. And then for someone that's free, it's 500 megs. And then per item, it's maybe 10% of that. Also, the amount of documents a free user can create is maybe 2. And for a member, it's unlimited. The docs also go into the drive quotas. Again, this is about quality instead of solely quantity. All right, your boy is... I know. Why is this a thing? Literally comes in, taps in late, and it bounces. All right, redesign the admin area. All right, what else? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna design the database. Okay, onboarding. What should the incoming onboarding submission? Boatenston admin area, currently top level, content inbox. New client level admin tab. Yeah. I'm trying to keep it to as little small amount of, wow, I don't even have, let's go to community. Yeah, he's got to do some laps. All right, the admin area, content, analytics, inbox, operations, beta, inbox. Yeah, we'll do clients. Or unless I go to my own workspace. No. No. All right. Yeah, we'll do clients. Menu option. Good, watch the screen. I'm on lunch now. There we go. My boy's on lunch. Boy's on lunch. Dude, I am so hungry right now. I just had a protein shake and that's it. I have probably burned, gosh, what is my heart rate right now? 64? Wow, that's actually pretty low. I'm unbalanced. That's weird. Why am I unbalanced? Too much energy? For the adaptive onboarding, how should the AI drive the conversation? This is a core engine decision. AI picks the next question each turn. Yeah. This is vital that we actually think and brainstorm this one out because we need to move the client along the onboarding with decisions and choices so they are not just inputting text boxes and their decisions along the way. So it's essentially making them easy to onboard into a prompt, but also detailed enough that when I get the onboarding, I know exactly what they want. So including the SB7 framework, in other words, what is their problem? What is the solution? Who's their ideal client? What do they want built? What are the features? Along with what are some examples or competitors? So there is research when we're actually talking about this. I'm obviously just spitting it out right now and I could be wrong and I'm open to interpretation. Gotta be humble. Gotta be humble. All right. Any high, hard priorities left in this conversation? Speak or hold the truth? Oh, want me to continue with the AO? Yes. The migration, I would recommend scoping as a deliberate session because live subscriber data. I don't think I have live subscribers right now. DB migration. Do both of the previous items. I don't think I have any subscriber data. Look into the subscriber data. If I do, then obviously that matters. If I don't, which I don't think I do, then do the previous two items perfectly. We're obviously using the SB7 as a framework and not a end-all be-all, but it's an excellent framework on how people are going to be building out their websites, their apps, their problems, their solutions, their competitors, along with the content in which we are going to be delivering, which we highly recommend they use an Open Router SEO, AEO, content machine and framework towards bringing in all search engines and AI models. So if someone says they're a real estate agent, then they probably want appointments and a contact form and listings. If they are someone who's a coach, they probably want a back end with maybe video sessions. If they're a content creator, maybe they want a content calendar or a to-do list or a checklist. In other words, we need to make this where they understand that they are being heard and that the person who's doing the onboarding is the actual hero and we are the guide. Very important. Yes, this is obviously need to also be wired into not only the web page, but also needs to have it where you have carrots or at least expandable menu options to make sure that they can see what they're getting and everything isn't just expanded out and they're scrolling and it doesn't look ugly. And also we need to wire this into Stripe and make sure that this is live and being able to take payments immediately. All right. Start building all of that perfectly immediately and don't stop until all of it is done. Let's send that out. When the AI decides client intake, where does the adaptive onboarding conversation live for the client? Replace start. Additive conversation replaces the current. Yes. When the AI decides it has enough to build, AI decides and client confirms summary. Yes. Open router, abuse guardrails on public AI per turn flow. Bots could burn budget. How cautious? Rate limit plus term plus honeypot. Yes. Their email up front. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, is this guy finally done over here? Is there any high, hard priorities that we need to build within the session? Be honest with a yes or no. If it is a yes, then you continue going. I gotta be honest, this is a marathon stream. I got crazy amounts of energy right now. When you are full gas, no break, I gotta look at all those. Those are artifacts, which I gotta be honest, are actually pretty good. And where's my document that I have? What is the usage, by the way? What have we burned so far? Usage. Wow, that's unreal. That's unreal. And we're using Opus. All right, so this is the decisions. All right, so this is the onboarding experience, the packet intent recommended. The deliverable is structured SB7, section 1. Yes. Yes, and there's also a personal area where it includes their actual or proposed URL. If they actually have their own domain name, then it includes it. If they don't, then it's a proposed domain name. And also we need to make sure that their email is confirmed before we actually send out a proposal, because we are not wasting our time and tokens on bots or malicious characters who do not confirm their email. Make sure that's clear in the proposal where it says email. This must be confirmed before a proposal is provided, and that their incentive is that 4 proposals will be sent over. All right, let's go to, oh, where the heck is Drive? Not Drive. All right, let's go to Drive. Here we go. Let's go over here. All right, what else do we have in here? Articles, backend analytics. Yeah, I guess we'll go through there. The content is going to be its own beast. So it's going to be its own beast. I don't know where this thing is living that it is giving me. Oh, whoops. There you go. Let's close out of there. Boatin.1. Let's do this. Let's close this out. Idea. Articles. You input. Oh, yeah. This I want to build today. And then for the short link, I don't know. Maybe we'll do that in archive, to be honest. 10 articles. Let's go to, actually, that's a good idea. We used hyperframes. To come up with videos. I think we might do that again. I think I'm going to look into that today, actually. Hyperframes for iCharlesandBoat.com. And idea, articles, input. Oh, yeah. This is a brilliant idea. We're going to build that as well today, too. We're just going crazy on this. We're just going to go crazy. Manual polls, I want to do that. Overlays for OBS. Apps for Bitly. And actually, for Bitly, we can do... where's the short link that I did? Yeah, because that's going to cost money. And right now, there's no point in doing it if we don't have anything paid. Unless I do that. Boatin.1. Was it Boatin.2 was the other one? I think that costed money. Cost money, not costed. Speak correct grammatical English. I also want to Boatinston.building. Boatinston.building. So when people say, what are you building out? We're going to do that. Homepage. Okay. All right. We got a lot done today. This is probably one of the most productive days. I have high energy right now. I do need to get my salad. I need to do whatever that means. I'm going to continue. Today was one of the best we've had in a while. I'll be back. We're going to be onboarding people, that's for sure. I'll be back tomorrow. We are not stopping. We're not building SaaS products. We're building other people's products, that's for sure. Other people's products. And I have unlimited amounts of people that I'm going to be marketing to. Tons of people I know that are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners, content creators, real estate agents, dietitians, they're personal trainers, their own personal website at their own .com. And they could book their own call with somebody instead of Calendly. Calendly. There you go. Build out that. And then look at the top 50 SaaS products for solopreneurs and entrepreneurs. Yeah. Also, what do you charge is a percent of what they make. I think in the beginning it's going to be free. I need to have the name at the bottom. You know, that's all I care about right now. Botenstein.com at the bottom, built with love. Something along those lines. I have about 7 months of runway. I just made some money in real estate. 6.5 months of runway. Yeah, 6.5 months of runway. So, interesting. They get paid, you get paid. Interesting. Because we're going to have a showcase of them. Showcase of clients. Menu option. That's interesting. Showcase of clients, percent of what they make. I wonder how they get paid now. You know, a whole page. Botenstein.com. Interested or learn more. And then they have kind of like a chatbot. What do you, unless it turns into a chatbot, that would be interesting. The only issue is it gets really murky when it comes to money though. Because Stripe does it well, but if you start going international, or do I get paid out? Do they get paid out? How does that work? You know, that gets a little murky. I can invoice them. I need an invoice section per client. Draw up an invoice. Draw up invoice in the client section of Botenstein.com. Huh. Think about a barber. Yeah. Yeah. Do you pay it up front though? Or do you pay it after the haircut? You know? I pay it when I'm at the barber. Who's to say the barber's not going to be like, do it in person, I'll give you 30% off. Maybe I just take 2%, 3%, so it's minimal. But at least they're guaranteed the money, or 5%. You know, you're not going to be like Apple, they take 30%. I think Google's up there as well. Amazon is up there as well. I just sold something on eBay, they took like 20% of my money. Sold it for $300, they took $60. It's disgusting. $60. I just sold another thing, it was a laptop. Went for $980. What are they going to take? $180, $200? It's crazy. $200 out of $980. Highway robbery. That's why people are just going away from SaaS. Paying high SaaS. You know, I'm thinking about building out a full-on CRM. All right, boys and girls, I'll be back tomorrow. Subscribe, like, share, send this to all your boys. We need lots of ideas. We need lots of everything. This week is going to be the biggest week when it comes to the vibe coding community. Biggest week by far. We are going to be talking and shifting away from hearsay and AI news and drama and all that other. We're going to start making some money. We're going to start building some products. Membership website. I'm just thinking about a bunch of people. Got my buddy Jared. I got this girl Talia. I got this girl Amanda. I have my buddy Eric. This girl Sheila that I know. Build your website for free. You own it. No hosting fees, nothing. No hosting fees. Wow. Unbelievable. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. I have no idea what time. Actually, it's a Thursday, so it might be choppy because I'm going to be live streaming somewhere else. But today was a big day. Today was a big day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Like and share, subscribe. We got to get Mark his magic link. All right, I'm out. Subscribe.